Hi, this is Troy Hubble from Your Dyslexia Expert, Dyslexia Chats with Cats. Obviously no cats in this video. I'm walking around my neighborhood in beautiful Portugal. And this vest I'm wearing is a weighted vest. Getting my steps in, getting my exercise. And that made me think about a concept that's really important when we're teaching kids how to read, but also when we're teaching kids how to do anything. So one thing that's really important about any kind of practice is that when we learn a skill, we have to do consistent practice. It's not enough to just do something sometimes. It has to be all the time. And we have to do the right kind of practice. So what made me think of that is my goal with this weighted vest is I'm working on core strength. I want my core muscles to be able to support more than my normal weight. And the way that I'm doing that is I'm going on longer walks with this weighted vest on. But in order to get the benefit from it, A, I need to be able to do those walks very consistently. So I try to do them every day. And B, I need to be able to do those walks properly. If in wearing my weighted vest, I let my core muscles soften and I start using the wrong muscles to lift up the weights, I'm not going to get a benefit from it. And in fact, it's going to be counterproductive. And the same is true when it comes to reading. When kids read, it's really important that they get consistent practice and that they get the right kind of practice. So it's not going to help kids to read all day if they're spending that time guessing at words, which is why I tell families, if your child is guessing at a word in a book and they're doing that consistently, don't let them read that book. It's too hard. Otherwise, if they're really using their strategies and sounding words out, let them read what they want. But anyways, when it comes to time to practice, we know from the science that in order to move words from new words into what researchers call your sight word vocabulary, you have to sound those words out. And as you sound words out, your brain gets a better and better picture of those sounds and also of how to think about sounding out words in the future. So when you're practicing with your child, whether that's in a book, whether that's at the word level with homework, whether that's teaching them using a curriculum, it doesn't matter. Make sure that they're using the right strategies. Make sure that they sound out the word first and then use context and their vocabulary to check what they think the word says. If they're guessing at words, even if they're getting the right words, but they're not getting them the right way, that practice won't help. And equally too, if your child is struggling with reading or spelling, make sure that you have a way to get them that practice every day. It doesn't need to be for a long time. I usually give my students about 10 minutes a day of work, but it has to be consistent. If you don't exercise the brain regularly, then it decides the connections that you're building with that practice aren't important, and those connections don't grow and can even be pruned and gotten rid of. But when you do something consistently, and you do it the right way consistently, the human brain and the human body can adapt to almost anything and learn almost any skill. So that's my thought for today. Really consistent practice and really careful practice using the correct strategies so that the pathways for what we want kids to do when they read are the pathways that get strengthened. As always, like and subscribe. Reach out if you have any questions. I will talk to you guys another time. Bye.